in its earliest recorded history. The earliest physical evidence. Not that that's the beginning, but this is the earliest physical evidence. Let's go with that, because that's the only benchmark that you can really use. There are other cultures, other spiritual traditions that say, oh, we were here 100,000 years ago, or we were here 50,000 years ago. There's no physical evidence to back that up. None. The earliest physical evidence for other spiritual traditions comes no earlier than 7,000 BC, but this is in the form of artifacts, not of a complete and extensive spiritual philosophy. That does not happen until much later, coming down to 2500 BC, in this area here. So all the religions of the world that you know today begin at this point forward. Here, the Indus Valley civilization in India. Here, the Aryan civilization in India. The Sumerians over here. Judaism over here. Buddhism, Taoism, classical Greek culture, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam is one of the latest world religions that has come about. I just want to show you that to give you a graphic, visual idea of how ancient what we're talking about is. And this development in ancient Kemet is actually, we have shown through the research that this development is actually a perfection of African spiritual teachings. The same teachings that you find in ancient Kemet, you find them generally throughout African religion. And showed me last night, these are in contradiction with Western traditions. And this is why there's a conflict. Shaitanatar, the origins of the world religions. Why is it important to study interior spirituality and Kemetic culture? Because documented proof shows, and I have documented these, I have traced them, and not myself only, but others. What I have done, I have added original research, but also I have compiled the research of other scholars as well. And what we have shown, Shaitanatar has been shown to have influenced Dogon spirituality, Yoruba, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity. And Christianity, what these lines over here mean, is that it has influenced Christianity directly, and it has influenced Christianity through influence in Judaism also. And through these influences, it has influenced Islam as well. And this is all documented in the book also. Although last night we had our discussion, and several times it seems like many questions were being brought about related to Christianity and how to work through issues of Christianity. People have been brought up as Christians. And so perhaps at some point, I will be definitely willing to do so, to do a workshop on Christianity and showing its origins in Kemetan religion, in Atarian religion, but also showing the deviation from that. Because as I said, the current form of Christianity that is practiced now is not the original form that originated in Kemet. And this is the problem that we have. The pursuit of happiness. Life is really about the pursuit of happiness. You might want to pursue a love affair, or having a love of your life. You might want a family. You might desire to be healthy so you can play with your friends and go to sports events. You might like to have a good job. You might like to have your own house. To be having a partner for life. You may like to have a sports car. But then, all these things that you pursue in life, there's always a problem. And this is what the gentleman with his gas can symbolizes, the problem. You stick gas in the car and you run out of gas. There's always going to be a running out of gas. There's never anything that is permanent, never anything that is wholly as you expect. Things always change. You may have a job, but then you realize that somebody else is calling the shots on your job. That you don't like what you're doing in your job, you wish you could change, but then you're caught up in mortgages, you're caught up in strife and troubles. And this always leads to disappointment. Life will always lead to disappointment. I'm not here to tell you that life is going to be wonderful all the time, because you know it already is. And you're coming here for some kind of a special key or some kind of special word to say is going to make life all better. That can only happen with you when you adopt the teaching correctly and lead a life in such a way that leads you away from strife, away from unhappiness. Since the world is always changing, nothing is permanent in the world. That means that you will not have true abiding happiness in the world. But people still continue to search anyway. Maybe if I find another car, maybe if I fall in love with someone else, maybe if I eat another hamburger, maybe if I go on a diet and lose some weight, I'll be happy. And happiness cannot come from externalities. Searching for oneself in the world is a pursuit of an illusion. And so what should you be searching for in life? What is worth searching for? Grief is natural to the mortal world, and it is always about you. Pleasure is a guest, and visited by invitation. Use well thy mind, and sorrow shall be passed behind you. Be prudent, and the visits of joy shall remain long with you. Here, use well thy mind. This is the key. Yeah, I'm sure that you know many people, you've heard of them in the Hollywood, or people here in town, people who have money, people who have a nice car, people who have a good job, who have a family, and they come talking to you about their problems, they're miserable. Or something happens and they're fighting with their spouse, or their child is going off and doing drugs, or something's always some trouble. How do you get into these things? Because everybody does it and you think that you should do it too. Because when you watch people on television, they're always smiling. Halle Berry's always smiling, Oprah's always smiling, everybody's always wonderful on TV, and they're always made up and they're always looking good. But it ain't so in real life, is it? Not everybody can be in a size 2 dress, can they? But it appears so, and they like to think so. It's all an illusion. And following that means that the mind has been led down a road of ignorance. And religion is supposed to be a way to lead to enlightenment. If religion is not leading you to enlightenment, then you're not practicing correct religion. As simple as that. If you're not more relaxed and more peaceful, more abiding in higher consciousness, in a higher faith, then you know that your religion is not working. Shetanatur, the definition of the hieroglyphic text. Shetal is the first word up here, at the top. And that means secret, or hidden, or mystery. And this symbol here means Natur. Natur means divinity. It can be God or goddess. It means divinity in general. Shetal Natur, the teaching about the secret, hidden, supreme being. Shetal Natur means the teaching about the secret, hidden, supreme being. And this is the earliest term that we have a record of for the term religion in Africa. It's important for you to realize that. Because for many years the missionaries were trying to convince African people and in scholars, in schools, universities of the West, that Africans have no word for the term religion. And that their spirituality is really a primitive form of, shall we say, I use the term that a Muslim gentleman told me. It's primitive speculation. I was told by a Muslim person that Islam is real religion and African spirituality is speculation. This is what I was told. What is Naturianism then? The term Naturianism is derived from the name Shetanatur. Those who follow the spiritual path of Shetanatur are therefore referred to as Naturians. Naturianism. When referring to the religion of ancient Egypt itself, the term Naturianism will be used. So this term will substitute for or be used interchangeably with the term ancient Egyptian religion or Kemetan religion. All these are referring to the same thing. Naturianism, Shetanatur, ancient Egyptian religion, Kemetan religion, in this program are related to the same thing. Most of them are using Shetanatur or Naturianism. Naturian means those who follow, that person follows the religion of Shetanatur. And the specific term for that is Shemsu. That is also used also. A person follows is called a Shemsu, a disciple, a follower. And this is the specific Shetanatur, Middle Nectar scripture that gives us this wisdom of the term. Here. Can somebody close the door, please? Here we have the term Shetal, or Sheta, meaning hidden, difficult to understand, mystery, hard to get through. Here the term Shetakeperu, hidden creator of forms, Shetitu, or writings related to the hidden teaching. Sheta, being the land covered by the Nile. When the waters is overflowing, the land is covered, so it is hidden. Sheta, the secret hidden divinity. Shetal, Aset, divinity in the hidden abode or throne. Aset means abode or throne. Shetai, hidden secret being, i.e. God, peace, divine essential nature. The philosophy of the afterlife. What is the difference between this scene and any cemetery that you can go out here and see? Can anybody tell me what the difference is? Anybody? What's the difference? Excuse me? I gotta hear you. The hieroglyphics and the military. That's the difference. What else? But the cemeteries have inscriptions here too, in a sense. The cross. But the cemeteries around here have crosses. Inside, these are outside. We're getting warmer.
They have the raised.
Is what?
They have this one that you raised.
So the raised. That's a little different. Although you go to Christian tombs in Cairo and you can see that too.
They're also temples?
And you look at the African origins, there are pictures of it. Excuse me?
They're also
That's it. That's it. Here we're looking at a temple dedicated to rebirth, and here we're looking at dirt. Dirt that's supposedly going to be revived at some time in the future. There's an ancient Egyptian proverb that says, the body belongs to the earth and the soul belongs to heaven. You are not the body. That is what the ancient proverbs trying to tell you. You are not the body. You never were. You have an association with physical matter that allows you to have a physical experience. That is the end of your association with time and space. Actually, you are transcendental, you are immortal, but you just don't know that. Shatantra, or an authentic religion, is supposed to be helping you to discover that, to realize that. That is what you're supposed to be trying to do. That is your purpose in life. Purpose in life is not to get rich, not have a big family, not have big cars, or pay a fortune. All this will wash away. Can anyone name me a person, any person who existed 500 years ago who was rich and famous? It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care about who Oprah Winfrey is 500 years from now, or Bill Gates. If you think that having $4 billion is going to make you happier in life, think again. The only thing that's going to make you truly happy is to discover and realize that you are immortal and transcendental and all-encompassing. Then, no matter what happens in this time and space reality, you will be above it. There will be no changes. Whether you have gas in your car or whether you don't have gas in your car. Whether you have a sports car or whether you have a beat-up Toyota. To know God, strive to grow in stature beyond all measure. Conceive that there is nothing beyond that capacity. Know thyself, deathless, and able to know all things, all arts, sciences, the way of every life. Become higher than the highest height and lower than the lowest depth. Amass in thyself all senses of animals, fire, water, dryness, and moistness. Think of thyself in all places at the same time. Earth, sea, sky, not yet born, in the womb, young, old, dead, and at the ear, the after-death state. This is magnanimous, isn't it? It's a magnanimous vision of life. This is Heru, as you can see, we have a picture, here. Holding all the animals, he's the master of nature. This is what is being described. And this is what you're shooting for. And here, you are to know yourself in this way. You are to know that this is possible for you. Don't be overwhelmed by all the books. Don't be overwhelmed by all this knowledge that is being brought forth today. You're only going to retain about 40% of it anyway. You have to go back and get the book and study it. You have to, that's just how it works. Allow yourself to be impressed by it though. And I want you to believe that this is possible for you. This has been done from time immemorial. And the loss of this is why we're in the state that we're in now. You must know that this was possible for Imhotep 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, and it's possible for you now. He was made out of flesh and blood like all of us. But he had a mind that was trained, that was purified through the disciplines.